Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Just Talks. This is our MCU recap. This episode will be Thor. My name is Jamal. I'm here with Ramon. And we have our first guest who really isn't a guest to Just Talks. We have my boy Danny is here with us as well.
The smile of Just Talks is back. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
How's it going, Danny? How you been?
I've been good.
Brick as fuck outside.
It is brick as fuck. And you were just in Florida. You came back.
Yeah. I should have soaked up the sun a little bit more, but it was over. It's all right.
Sorry, we're not that far. It's supposed to be next weekend. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer, so we should
rain all week.
The weather machine better fucking
rain all week, and then sunshine.
Hopefully, that'd be a nice weekend.
Pray for it.
I don't.
So this episode is Thor, as I said, is directed by Kenneth Branagh. And if you guys knew how much I struggled off camera to find out how to say that, you'd be laughing at me. But the importance of that is because the style and the way that Thor was shot, I thought was cool to include, because if you go back and look at his filmography, he also directed Hamilton back in the 90s. So that I think it's relevant for the way that they speak and just trying to get that stuff down packed. I thought was important. Yeah. Because this movie with Thor, they really did give us and sell us on this whole new world that we've never experienced before, especially not on film when we talk about looking at Asgard. So
it was like the first part of the Shakespearean side of the MCU that we haven't seen yet, because prior to that it was, Hulk, Iron Man, your typical guys, but still kind of like down to earth. Now we're literally jumping out of Earth to 9 realms away and talking about gods and Norse mythology and the whole 9 yards about it. So it gets really lore heavy. Mm-hmm. So to see MCU tackle the whole Norse thing with Thor, Odin's son, Loki, and the whole Lady Sif and all those side characters, I thought was pretty cool. It was almost like an opera, kind of the scenes in the grand hall, or even the battle scenes or whatever.
Their accents are down packed, and the not only their accents, but the way that they talk about certain things or the way that they describe stuff. When we talk about the way that with drinks or whatever the case may be, it was very articulated the right way.
Marvel Vikings. That's what I said. Marvel Vikings, which was awesome. I enjoy the cast that they had for the movie a lot. From when I watched this movie a billion times, it's been on FX. FX, if you want to give me a sponsor. But it's just been every time I would come home and it'd be a Marvel special. It'd be Thor, one of the first movies. All right, Thor, Captain America, all the Phase 1 at the time. But Thor, I remember watching it in college so many times just because we had basic cable in college. Yeah. This is when. Going back to the original Just Talk days, that's what I used to watch in the suite. I love that, Chris Hemsworth just did a great job, and he solidifies himself as, this is Thor. Even though he's a pretty boy and trying to be, it's not comic accurate in the sense of, this is his own person. Thor is his own person that came to Earth because of his father and him being considered a fool at the time because he's so entitled in a way. I enjoyed it. I like his growth in the movie.
Yeah, we could compare him almost to a Jason Momoa type, one of those people that just you see him and then that's your guy for that film type of thing. Mm-hmm. It was that kind of predates it a little bit.
Chris Hemsworth we view as Thor now. We really can't see anybody else playing Thor outside of maybe one of his brothers.
Literally.
The interesting thing is Tom Hiddleston was actually the one that auditioned to be Thor, and then obviously he ended up being Loki, which we really can't see anybody being Loki at this point.
Cannot. Well,
to think that he auditioned for Thor, and almost when you watch the movie, it's a little bit funnier because of it's almost like he takes it personal,
Yeah.
and the mischievous stuff that he does against Thor, because it's like, this is a personal attack now because you stole my role.
Yeah. It's almost like a payback. Like
Yeah.
this should be me, so you're gonna get the full spite of the Loki type thing.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
just feel like
mischief
that.
god.
Have you guys seen his audition tape?
Yes.
Have you seen his audition tape?
I didn't know there was.
And remember, if you chose this for Outland,
I heard that he wanted, it's supposed to be opposite, but I didn't know there was a whole tape.
He was wearing like a blonde wig and everything, like trying to.
He just didn't like you see the audition and you're just like, you're not fitting a role, but I like that you're trying, but you're not fitting a role.
Is that like when Matt Damon tried to play him?
I'm sorry about that thing with the Tesseract. I just couldn't help myself.
No, so the audition tape is literally just him. Like, there's nobody else in the tape. It's literally just him. He bought like a fake hammer, I think, and then he has the blonde wig. He actually was like he worked out for it, and just.
She still didn't match. Yeah, it's like, you're not. It doesn't work. But great that he became Loki.
I mean, you can't picture anyone else in that Loki series besides him.
To me, the
series elevated him in that seat.
Yes, definitely the series too. But when we get to that, right? When y'all get to that, But like I like in the future they bring out the old Loki, and from the shows when we were not even born yet, and your father was watching it and things like that. That's the only other Loki, and then they kind of like say like, oh, that's the match. Like he's matching him, and he's doing a marvelous job matching him. Like great. So I believe like no one ever could be Loki again. Thor's it's like a Wolverine thing. Like I chose the right people for
because Thor's gonna be able to. Chris Hemsworth is gonna be able to beat Thor. Let's see how I even said it. Thor is going to be able to beat Thor. Chris Hemsworth is going to be able to beat Thor until forever because Thor does get older. So he can literally play him in all the different versions of Thor's life, literally, throughout the MCU. Because when they get further, unless they find a way to go back in time, which I doubt that they're going to do, they'll probably just keep going forward. He can literally just progress with it. And it'll fit seamlessly, to be honest.
Praying that his health stays.
Yes. Him and Mark Ruffalo too as Hulk. I mean, Bruce Banner Hulk. Mark Ruffalo could do the same thing because if you've seen the stuff when Hulk gets older, they can continue to do that as well. So
you think we would ever get a Maestro?
I hope so. I hope so.
Nah.
Universal needs to figure it out.
You don't think Mark Ruffalo
I believe
Maestro persona?
If we talking about the future, I think the best time to do it would be Doomsday. Like just
that might be too soon.
Like just like a peek at like
Secret Wars probably.
Like Secret Wars,
Secret Wars probably.
I see what you mean.
Or what's called Battle World, whatever.
Battle World.
Just to show.
What if? Because we're doing the multiverse. Secret Wars is the battle of the worlds. What if they brought back Eric Bana and his version of Hulk is Maestro Hulk?
That would be hard. That would be something.
That'd be hard.
That would be awesome.
That'd be hard.
Would you want Eric Bana or would you want Edward Norton?
Ooh.
Edward Norton.
Ooh.
Yeah. I think I would rather him because he's more of a
Just picture one of them with a long goatee.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
He played him like a smart him and a powerful.
He's kind of savage a little bit.
Exactly. He wasn't just like a Mark Ruffalo brainy and all that.
He was in Brazil learning Muay Thai.
You see? Look at that.
But then the movie ends with him in another country. He's not even in.
Yeah, he's like what was it, Canada? I think it was Canada.
I thought he was down more. I thought he was like South America. Unless that's
he started in South America, but the ending of the movie they didn't really say where he was at the end, but he wasn't.
Some cabin in the woods.
I think it was. It looked to me like
could have been.
It had pine trees. There was smoke coming out of the log, so it was kind of cold.
Either Canada or Northeast, or it could be like Seattle, Washington, or Oregon. One of the other, like cold state.
As you guys can see, when it comes to the Thor movie, similar to the Incredible Hulk. Not that the Thor movie. Rewatching it, I think that Thor might be a little bit better than Hulk because it has a little bit more of an important storyline. It has like a full story with the character, but similar to Hulk, watching Thor, if you guys want to agree, I don't know if you guys would agree with me. It feels like a filler movie compared to like an Iron Man, or when we get to Captain America, to just introduce a character, like we just getting through it, which is why the movie was so short, and it was a simple story. Like they were just like, all right, this is Thor, this is their dad Odin, and this is Loki, and this is who Loki is. And this is the type of person that he is, and or god that he is.
I would say it doesn't feel too much like a filler movie. You could call it and could categorize it like really such like a filler movie. But what separates that from the Hulk is that you see in real time the growth that Thor goes through. You start out in the beginning with the whole winged helmet, walking down the aisle. He's really about to get anointed as the next king. You know, feeling at the top of the world. By the time 30 minutes pass, all his power gets stripped. He's sent to Earth, punishment, exiled, the whole 9 yards. So get a little taste of what Earth feels like.
Being regular.
Exactly. A humbling
powers.
experience with the whole hammer thing. Couldn't pick it up. He felt like it couldn't get worse than there. So to see him come back from that, you know, eventually sacrifice himself by the destroyer that they had, but that got cooked in like 30 seconds once he got his powers.
How does the destroyer lose?
I mean, it was.
Hey man,
it was Thor. You know, they wanted to showcase
strongest Avenger.
Exactly. They wanted to showcase what he could do as soon as he had his power. So I wasn't mad at it.
I like that concept of like getting it. Here's this person. This movie's gonna be quick. That's it. I like that concept because it didn't need to be anything extra. It was I didn't like the Thor movies, but it wasn't a bad movie because it was just so quick. It was like, all right, like you said, for me it was growing up in the comic universe and reading and watching like the old, like there was the Iron Man and the Thor shows like that people don't remember, and I was like just seeing the difference where it's like this is Thor. That's it. That's all who he is, Thor. Compared to like in the comics where it's like a man picks up his hammer and becomes Thor. Yeah. Like there's multiple personalities that become Thor because they pick up the hammer. But as they pick up the hammer, that is still Thor. Like he doesn't lose memory or anything. It's just the hammer is Thor. They're one together. Yeah. And this one is you're the son of the greatest god Odin. Not the greatest god because
the All Father.
Yeah, the All Father. The supreme god of Norse mythology.
Who do you think is the best one then? That you said it like that? Oh, you mean just like in general?
Yeah, in general. Yeah, in the general aspect.
I thought you meant like talking about within the movies.
Oh, within the movie.
Oh, no. If you're talking about regular, then that's different. Yeah. I thought you meant like with the... No, my bad.
No, just in general aspect.
Not that.
I thought you was about to compare Odin to like Zeus or something.
I mean, we'll get there. If y'all don't want me back, we'll get there when we get there. Right? But no, just in this, Odin being so amazing and people looking up to him, just so wise to say like, son, I'm gonna knock you down a peg. Like you're too entitled,
arrogant.
You arrogant. You don't listen to when things are like when people are speak to you. You just act how you want. And the little mischief things where Loki's like, yeah, I'm going to get you to do those things. So you can get in trouble so I could become the next king. But I just love the way the movie transitions. Like even Loki finding out like, oh, you're adopted. Like,
do you think that with you saying him being adopted, do you think that Odin not letting Loki embrace him, like him being himself, led to him being this mischievous person? Because as I've talked about before, like I'm not like too versed into the comic books. I'm only going mainly off the movies, right? And most people do go off of the movies. In the movie, we see that Loki was a frost giant and he was taken from their civilization as the baby because when they invaded and whatever, and he was taken to Asgard and was raised as an Asgardian, but he's not really an Asgardian, and he never gets to embrace that that's who he really is. And that you can see in the movie throughout the movie, you can see that affects him, that bothers him. Do you think that if he was able to embrace the fact that I'm not an Asgardian, that adopted into this culture, that he would have been as mischievous and the type of person that he was? Do you think that would have changed the story at all?
I think it would be worse.
You think it would be worse?
Yeah, I mean, picture a young adolescent mind when it's very vulnerable and susceptible to outside things. If he's found out that he is the enemy race, that's going to destroy him subconsciously. You know, he's going to feel like he's always less than Thor this whole time. Versus it was always a sibling rivalry type of thing that they carried. And he was like, oh yeah, Thor's the stronger one, and Thor's this and Thor's that. He's the older one. I want to compete too. I want to fight too. You can see it early on when Odin is telling the story of how they controlled the 9 realms and stuff. And Thor grabs his hand first, and you can see Loki on his face rushes to grab his hand second. So he's always been after him since a youngin'. So if he knew at that age, like he's like, you know, the race that we were at war for so many years with, it'd probably make him worse.
But the only thing I think about that is, like, what if, because they raised them in a way that made them feel like they could be equal. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But Odin never thought that. Odin was never going to give Loki the same opportunity and chance that he gave Thor, even though he wanted them to grow up and look at it as they both have the equal opportunity to be the king of Asgard. And Odin knew like this would never happen. It's always going to be Thor. And as people, they're gods, but you can still feel that in some sort of way. Like when you're growing up and you realize that you might not be equal to somebody. Like if you have a sibling, when we all have siblings, we can see like hopefully our parents try to raise us all as one, but you can always see that there's differences between you and your siblings. And I feel like that was probably something that that Loki realized, that like I'll never have that same opportunity, when he realized that he wasn't going to be so that's kind of like where I was looking at it.
Like funny speaking about like, oh, what if he was embraced as what if kind of says that, like, remember, like he's like the party and he's happy to be a frost giant, he's with his people and stuff like that. So I think if he was still kidnapped, because that's kidnapped.
He did just take the baby.
Like, I mean, is it kidnapped? They kind of left him to die.
Yeah, they left him because he was too.
They weren't going to take care of him.
Small.
Yeah. He was a different type of whatever frost giant.
He was just born like he was just too small to be like they thought he was not going to grow to be a frost giant.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what y'all saying is right. Like what you're saying is right. Is like he can't know that because he's gonna be. He in the back of his mind is always gonna be. I'm a frost giant. I'm not gonna have a fair chance of nothing. Like of anything. Oh, be a king. That's not even in my like vision because I'm not gonna be a king.
Mind you, a frost giant that's even smaller than Thor. Exactly. When these people are like twice their height.
Exactly.
They're like what is it, 15 feet or something like that?
Giant. Yeah, exactly. So who am I to say, oh, he's going to be treated equal? Still, no. We all know the answer to that. He's going to be treated like a black sheep. Yeah. He's already treated like a black sheep. So imagine now, like even worse. So I have a book. It's like Loki. I forgot who's the author. Kind of goes towards the MCU way, but how they grew up. How Thor and Loki like grew up. And how Odin didn't appreciate magic, which is in Norse mythology. Odin only wanted the ability to have magic, just to have it, to be like, oh, look, I know magic. Yeah. That's why he married his wife. I forgot her name. In the book, it shows that Loki's being trained by her, like, secretly to use magic. And now, like, you see the movie. If you read the book and then see the movie over, you kind of see, like, Loki is better at magic. Yeah. He's better at these little things than Thor. Of course. Like, he's better at speaking to people. Even though he's evil and cunning,
he has
people
the gift of gab or whatever.
Exactly. That's exactly it. Imagine him growing up secretly. His mother is teaching him to magic, which his father doesn't like. So his father finds out and is like, hey, "You think I'm gonna choose this deceiving little guy? I don't."
It's little shit.
Like, that's true. But I appreciate how they like show it because it's Norse mythology at its finest. Because Loki's always seen as.
I think if we would have got like a deleted scene of young Loki and the mom, and with some sort of magic involved, that probably would have like gave us even more
of like
evidence as to what
Because in the movie, it kind of shows that he loves his mom too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
even more so in part 2.
Yeah, exactly.
When he pretended, like when she passed away, he pretended he didn't care, but he was really sick. Yeah.
With staying on that, I think that something that we noticed when we were watching it earlier, knowing the story of Loki, because like when I saw the movie years ago, like I said, I didn't really know much about Thor, right? I knew he's a god of thunder, the hammer, like the basic stuff that everybody knows. But I didn't know much about Loki, right? So when I watched the movie, I didn't pick up on certain cues. But now watching it back, and being that this is a rewatch, you can see in Loki's face some of the stuff, like when they're talking about the frost giants and stuff like that. Like early in the movie, when the frost giants broke into Asgard and they tried to steal the thing that they had that's in Asgard in the vault, and you could see like the
Tartars.
I forgot what the
it's like their energy, their power source for
the space
Oh, you're talking about the Tesseract? No, it's
Tesseract.
not the Tesseract. It's something else.
No. That's too soon for that.
Yeah,
too soon. Okay,
it's something else.
My fault.
You're good.
So it was like it's like a power source for the frost giant.
Okay. The thing that opens the
ice storms and stuff like that.
I know you're talking about now.
So you could see in his face that he did something, that was able to get the frost giants into Asgard, because nobody knew like how they got there, because they would have to get past Heimdall. So it's like, were they able to finesse that and get past him? And you can see it in his face.
They cut to his face, and you don't notice it back then, but looking back now, after 10 rewatches, you see his eye kind of like go to the side a little bit, little side eye to the camera.
Shit.
Yeah, literally like one of those.
To me, it's a quick, real thing. Star of the movie that a lot of people don't talk about, Heimdall. Guy is great. He's so what's it called? Underrated. Yes, very underrated. And then when you kind of watch the movie over, you're like, wait, this guy sees all, knows all, this is actually pretty cool.
His power is cool. Yeah, Idris Elba did a good job portraying Heimdall. I agree.
Yeah, the casting of this movie was really good. Even going down to I know that it's mainly about the gods, so everything that's going on in Asgard.
Yeah.
But even when we get to Earth, when you have the professor, which I don't know his real name.
Yeah, the guy that's
Selvig.
Yeah.
And then you have
Selvig is his character name.
Oh yeah.
I like Selvig.
And then you had Darcy and Padme.
Padme, yeah, definitely Padme.
Jane Foster, Natalie Portman. I think all those people did a really good job. And it's a different view. Especially, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you've never seen Natalie Portman in anything else outside of Star Wars a couple years before. And then you get to hear her, role is, even though she is playing the wife or the love interest in the movies, the way that she portrays these two different characters are completely different in Star Wars than she is in Thor. And then we'll see that later on when she becomes Lady Thor. Yeah, which is awesome. So
it shows her range, and that she can cover both sides of the field pretty well.
Yeah,
like the more damsel Padme style, or like the actual one taking control of the scientists when it comes to being Jane. So and then even more so when she becomes Mighty Thor. Because it's like a whole different. She's like, forget the science part. This is me trying to live, But let's not jump the gun too much on that.
Just know that's comic accurate, which was awesome.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I enjoy that they kept.
When we get to that movie, I'm gonna be pissed, because that movie could have been so much better. Because there was a lot of serious moments that Taika Waititi kind of just used it to throw a joke in, which wasn't really necessary. The whole story of the movie, we kind of jumped around just a little bit, but we're still on task because we kind of introduced the idea of Asgard versus the Frost Giants. And as we already said, the Frost Giants found a way into Asgard to get that power source, which we know was ultimately Loki. Thor saw that as disrespect, and he didn't know that it was something that was coming inside of Asgard, which one of the Frost Giants does say to him, like the lead Frost Giant, Luffy. And what's another scene when Loki makes a face like, Because he says, "Oh, there are traitors within Asgard," and Loki just makes a face like, "Yeah, me."
Doesn't seem too surprised about it.
No, not at all.
Like, come on, how could you?
But Thor leads them into battle on in what's the name of the forest giant?
Jotunheim.
And he leads them into a battle there that ultimately shows disrespect that Odin didn't take too well with. And he sends him to Earth and he strips him of his powers and basically teaches him that he needs to learn to be more humble, understand what his role really is, as he will be the next leader and king of Asgard.
Can we real quick? Can we talk about that fight though? They was getting cooked. At the end of the fight, they was about to get cooked. Like,
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, at that point,
if Odin didn't come and just,
it was numbers. It was a numbers game.
Yeah, it was a numbers game.
They're
Because
dealing with
Thor,
the whole planet versus one little squad.
Thor was holding it down though.
he was that's the only person. Even Loki was like, I'm fake fighting y'all. I was like, I'm really fighting y'all, but I'm kind of fake fighting y'all.
I mean, that's how he fights in general.
Exactly.
Really.
Like,
He's kind of like the
deceptive.
trickery.
Yeah, it's like a thief or a rogue or whatever.
Yeah. Assassin type.
Assassin, exactly. If Odin didn't come,
I mean that's again. Then and it was Loki that tipped them off as well. So
and then that kind of
saved them.
And I feel like that went into, because we kind of skipped that went into the whole strip you of your powers because you know you're not supposed to go there because now you're causing, as a king, you shouldn't be causing problems. You should be the liaison of anything of like this is our realm, this is your realm. We rule all 9 realms, but know your mark. I give you power just to rule your realm and have a good time. It's like you come into your house, like you got your room, I got my room. Then you kind of I own the house. You try to challenge me.
Exactly.
Speaking of fight scenes, when he gets to Earth and he's so cocky, thinking that all I need to do is get my hammer, I can go back to Asgard, not knowing that it's not that simple because he didn't know the spell that Odin had put on the hammer that he would not be able to pick it up immediately. But him even getting to the hammer when he gets past the shield setup that they had, and he had to literally fight his way through to all the people.
For like 12 people.
That's when they introduced Hawkeye.
Yeah. For his I got the shot.
They didn't call it a Hawkeye though. They called it Baron.
Yeah.
So, but if you know type of situation. But
I got the shot.
You see, it's funny because when they have the shot of him going through the arsenal and then reaching for the sniper, pausing there, and then going for the bow. That's like the first little. Who goes for a bow over a sniper? And then you think immediately like, nah, wait, is this? And then they show him. So I think it was good. And then they name drop, and that solidifies everything.
Imagine he would have had the actual costume, like he would have had the mask.
Too soon.
Exactly.
Too soon. I mean, maybe like a purple patch or something, like a purple little arrow. Yeah. Because they're all wearing security, like shield uniform.
Yeah. I mean, the shield uniform because he's a Avenger.
Right.
Shield, agent of shield.
Exactly.
So it was just like, if you know, you know.
They didn't even give him his like purple stuff until Age of Ultron. Like, he wore black in the regular Avengers, but
wasn't it like a dark purple in Avengers? Like when he wakes up or whatever?
I think it was
black. Crazy.
We can, maybe I'm wrong. We can go back to it, but it was noticeably purple when we got to Age of Ultron.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then it was just like purple long sleeve in the series. Yeah. You know? So
he didn't want
to. The Ronin suit was the best.
Yeah.
I think I say to this day a Ronin series. Sign me up.
It would have been awesome. It would have been
give us like 4 episodes.
Or like
we were this close.
Make it they should have made Hawkeye, but like instead of they just should have introduced him like what he was going through, and then like a flashback. Yeah. Even a flash like
that would be cool. Like, a sequence like that, first episode or 2. You know, go back to those moments.
I'm gonna backtrack because I do want to go back over that fight scene because what he took to get through that. You know, like the amount of people that he fought, and then he finally gets to the last person. It was they really set these movies up when we're watching them. I'm starting to realize it happens in every single movie. They kind of set certain scenes up almost like a video game. It's like they gotta fight all these smaller people, and then you get to the final boss. And that's kind of how they set this scene up. Like this scene, he was like fighting all of these like smaller regular like shield guys, and then right before he gets to the last stretch, this like big like 7 foot tall dude comes in and he has to fight him.
looking type of dude.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
You're big. Fought bigger.
Yeah,
and then they like go into this like brawl, and then the way he like drop kicks him, that was tough.
The slow motion into the mud, rain. Got a little rain from Incredible Hulk scene and stuff. They got some leftover rain.
This rain was a little bit better though.
This rain made more sense because he was, fake calling it. But even if he had no powers, it still made him look cool though.
Yeah, definitely made him look cooler than
Was it before that scene that Stan Lee isn't with the truck?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was before that.
It was
It was
like,
before he was
that
in the
was my
truck.
face. Like, did I get?
That must have been a good time, just chilling there with a crack a cold one, and see who could lift the hammer. They were probably there for like at least
it was a game.
good 2-3 days before she had said, "Hold on, what the hell's going on over here?"
I would have watched. Just trying to see people trying to try.
I would have tried too. But
Move it a little bit like Captain America.
yeah.
It doesn't go up.
Then imagine you get the powers and you Thor.
And that's comic accurate.
Did those people even know, like, oh, this is Thor's hammer? No, this is just a random hammer.
Just thought that was a
Random. Hey, this is a thing from space.
Yeah, in that point in time in the MCU, the only thing real about Thor was Norse books.
Yeah.
So,
Which is what the scientist was going off of. He's like, he's talking about Norse mythology. Like, I've grew up watching this or like reading these. Like, these are child stories that he is saying is actually real. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Like, you're an old man and you're actually looking at Thor. He's real.
Can we talk about how old Thor actually is? Thor is old. Like, Thor is like hundreds of years old. Like,
one of the movies, he says his age. He's like, I'm 150 years old or something like that, right? One of the movies.
I think it's the second one probably. He's like,
because their time is different for them. Yeah.
For sure. As guardians, demigods, all that stuff.
Which is crazy that
semi-immortal.
When we really look at how Chris Hemsworth ages in real life, it's kind of freaky.
The latest Doomsday teaser, he's looking like prime Thor right there.
So. He's looked the same since Thor Ragnarok, and Thor Ragnarok was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. That's wild.
And he was sick.
Yeah. So he realizes he can't lift the hammer. And then he just has to more or less humble himself and become comfortable and understand what his job really is. And he grows and builds a relationship with the people on Earth.
Jane Foster specifically.
Building a relationship with Jane Foster. While Loki is on Asgard running amok. He's setting it up so that the Frost Giants can come and take over Asgard, at least framing it as they were going to take over Asgard because he wasn't going to let them. His plan was really to destroy their realm and keep himself as the king of Asgard ultimately.
He was playing both sides.
Yeah, he was really playing both sides.
He was trying to be the hero. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, I saved ya, haha.
Transcendence into kingdomhood is just that much smoother.
See, like, I'm the person that saved ya. I should be king. Now my brother. Where's my brother now?
Banished.
Banished.
And then Odin doing? Odin sleeping.
Lady Sif, what did they say? Lady Sif and the three warriors. What's that?
The Warrior 3.
Warrior 3. They come to Earth and tell Thor, like, hey, like, Loki's playing you. Like, he's trying to make himself the king of Asgard, but Thor is like, how do I get back? Like, I'm banished. Like, I can't go back. There's nothing that I can do. Which was that was officially the moment of like realization of who he has become. And that was what Odin really wanted Thor to experience, that this turning point of you went from this cocky person to understanding that I need to be humble, and that's what it means to be the king. He fights, gets smacked by the destroyer because he didn't even fight him.
Like you say, like he was waiting for that moment, because the moment he lands unconscious, Odin wakes up, hammer goes directly to him.
immediately,
Like,
Odin immediately picks up.
Like, all right, you can come out the corner now. You can have your toys back.
So you're not grounded no more. Here's your
Come on.
PlayStation.
Come on.
You learned your lesson? Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go.
Immediately whips up a tornado.
Exactly.
Immediately gets his hammer, defeats the destroyer, which, going back to, I know we've already said, but how do you defeat the destroyer?
Listen, it looked good on camera.
Exactly. There was a way, and they found a way.
It looked good on camera.
There's a lot of things they defeat. How the heck do you defeat that?
Yeah. No, that's true.
And he goes back to Asgard. You see that he had to destroy what's the thing that transforms?
Bifrost.
Yeah, he had to destroy that, unfortunately, so that it doesn't ultimately achieve the goal that Loki had to do, but was an ultimate sacrifice because he wanted to go back to Earth so he can continue and pursue his relationship with Jane. He took the route of that's what I need to do to
versus what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Which is that's the role of being a hero, as we always say.
That shows the growth of Thor throughout the film,
which is awesome. Actually, that made me like I don't like Thor movies. This one wasn't bad.
It's a good point.
This one
you can see him having those flashbacks when Loki's like, "You won't be able to go to Earth," and he's like, "Damn, fuck it though." Breaks the, smashes the Rainbow Bridge.
Then his dad comes and saves him again.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he was about to die, even though Loki.
He just needed a nap.
Dies.
Odin was tired. He needed a little nap.
He just needed to wise up a little bit.
Come back.
He's awake. That
he
one
had
night.
a little just. It was
catch your breath.
Yeah.
Like when you stay up for a 3-day bender, you gotta take a nap. You gotta take a nap
somewhere, right?
And by his bed, I was saying that the crows. I never noticed that. Like when I was watching as a kid, there's crows by his bed, like real crows moving and stuff. And I never see
ravens.
They're like
Ravens. Crows or ravens?
Is it crows or is it raven?
Ravens.
I didn't catch it.
I believe.
I should have went back. But
you ever play God of War?
Yeah, I think it's a crow.
It's a crow. Okay, it might be a crow then. Let's go back.
Blackbird. You can see them. You can see them on like standing posts by his bed, and I thought that was a pretty cool little
Norse mythology,
detail type of thing. Okay. I never noticed it before. Yeah. But yeah, he comes and saves him. Everything goes back in dandy. He learns his lesson.
Does he go back to Earth?
Not yet. Not yet. Okay. That's the next one.
Yeah.
The next one, he has no choice because the ether gets infused with Jane, so he has to go to Earth.
Which is the reality stone.
Yes, the red one. Yeah.
But at the time, we don't know because it's liquid form and not the actual stone.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say,
and in the end of the first one, we do see him with Heimdall. Heimdall, you can see. I think it's really cool. Like when you see Heimdall looking at Earth,
you could see the little galaxy into his eyes.
No, not even that. It was the actual office where Jane was. Oh, it was the reflection of that. Like if he's literally right in front of it.
So I thought see everything.
Yeah.
Because Thor asked him if he could
see like, what's she doing right now? He's like searching for you.
Yeah. He could see everything within the 9 realms.
Yeah. That's an OP power.
So if it's in the 10th realm, he's not seeing it.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Is there a 10th realm? Who knows?
What do you think is cooler?
Yeah, there's different galaxies. You learn that later on in other movies.
What do you think is cooler between him being able to see everything in the 9 realms or like Professor X being able to see every mutant in
the Cerebro?
Yeah, he needs Cerebro to go that far, but
in a version that he created a version of Cerebro that he wears, right?
That is true.
That's the newest the newest professor. Like he tries to, he's like, I'm smart enough to make a cell phone,
Cerebro to go.
VR.
VR. Legit. The Oculus.
I think the 9 realms is probably better.
I think Heimdall is better. I only say that because I would never want to read everyone's mind. And when you're in Cerebro, he kind of does hear everybody.
Yeah.
And
it's like a side effect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot out of you to hear. But Heimdall, he's just like, I need to see this, so I'm going to look into this.
Yeah.
He's probably the best intelligence ever.
Yeah, the best CIA guy, right?
And he could fight, so.
Yeah, that's true. He's a warrior.
Yeah, he's a warrior.
Absolutely.
Yep. I know I forgot what god he is in Norse mythology, like what he's considered, but he's like powerful in Norse mythology too.
Yeah. Could be like the god of gates or something.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows? There's always god of something.
Yep.
So the post-credit scene is the professor or the scientist that we kept talking about.
Selvig.
We
Loki.
see him talking to Nick Fury. He shows him the Tesseract. You're already studying this stuff. If you were able to help us figure this out, it could have like unlimited power, which was already the topic of what goes into Captain America. Because watching this movie, we don't know what the Tesseract is, which is a kind of a good tie-in to what comes next, not only in Avengers, but in Captain America. You see that Loki is already, I don't know if he's doubling as him or he's controlling him. It didn't really show that. It was kind of like let you guess whatever you want to guess because we only see Loki's reflection in the mirror.
Yeah.
You see the scientist, but Loki's reflection is in the mirror.
Yeah,
we don't see him.
He was controlling, like, he was in his head, if that's so controlling, I guess. But he was in his head, like,
yeah, because he tells him what to say.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's kind of like the end of the post-credit scene leading into Captain America. Because that's the whole purpose of them trying to... Well, they found out later on that the whole purpose is them trying to get the Tesseract.
Yeah. Even in part 2, Selvig is kind of like on medication and stuff like that.
He's going crazy. He went crazy. He goes to a rooney house.
Because this is after being tapped by Loki. In Avengers movie too. So he has that like little mind shattering fragmentation type of thing.
Yeah, fucked up in the head.
Yeah, he could see like the incursions. You know, more or less. We couldn't call it an incursion because it's
wasn't it like it's like when Tony starts seeing it too. Yes, in a way.
And he has that vision. That Scarlet Witch vision.
Is there anything like final thoughts that you guys had about Thor as compared to now than the first time that you saw it before we like close out?
I think as an introduction, I think it's a solid filler movie, like a really, really good filler movie. I wouldn't mind watching it again. It makes sense to the the storyline itself makes sense. Taking out of the MCU, it fits. It makes sense. Put it back in the MCU. It just adds more lore to the story. Adds the next steps for what we see in Captain America and eventually the Avengers film that we've been building up. At this point the MCU is 5 years old, so I think it's a well addition to the series. So I think Thor is solid movie. I give it. If we had to rate it, I give Thor a solid 7.
Okay, it's not bad.
Fair.
7's not bad. What about you?
Yes, it steered me in a better direction from what I thought originally. When I first watched it, I thought it was a great movie because the movies weren't like really out, like the new movies and things like that. And I also haven't seen Captain America, which was a great book compared to like. The only movies I compared it to was Iron Man. I give it now understanding it more and like talking about it. Yeah, 6.57.
Yeah,
it's a passing grade.
It's a solid movie. It's not like there's a part where you're like, oh my god, I hate this part.
The only thing I wish they did was made Lady Sif and the three Warrior. What was it? The
Warrior 3.
The Warrior 3 a little bit better because. I feel like they they're his partners. They're like his little entourage. And his entourage should be strong, which they kind of show it, but they get cooked still. Yeah.
I mean, at least they get 2 good fight scenes.
Yeah.
On Jotunheim, on Earth. Both getting kind of hits and kind of beat up.
Like showing that they are warriors.
Yeah, they can fight. Yeah. They can hold themselves.
They're not just like people around him.
Yeah, fodder. Or whatever.
Exactly. But alright guys, thank you guys for tuning in with us for this episode of Thor. Let us know what you guys think about the episode of the movie Thor, at least the first one. Next week will be Captain America, the first Avenger. I want to say thank you, Danny, for joining us and returning to Just Talks for an episode. Doesn't have to be the last one. You can come back for another one.
Yeah, whenever, man.
I'll be in the comment section for Captain America. Saying a couple of things.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Peace. Until next time.